Hi all, this is series 6. In this series, we will discuss on the database migration service and S3 cross-account access. This is part 1 for the 7th series of video. And here we will discuss on the introduction, how database migration service and S3 will work. And the agenda for this part, we will discuss on the introduction, database migration service and S3. Here we will cover multiple parts, multiple sections in this series. You can see here we have 7 series mainly we'll discuss here, and after that we will discuss in the part 2 migration, how we can migrate data from RDS MySQL to S3 using the database migration service. So you can see flow here. So I'm using one region, Virginia, US East one. Here we are using the default VPC, but we can create your own VPC. But our this considers on this demo is we will discuss on more on the DMS side instead of VPC, because I already covered the VPC section separately earlier in series 5 video. So you can see here we will use the different availability zone for all those things, and here you can see this is data migration service is there, and we will create one AWS RDS MySQL server, and we will access this server using the client machine. This is MySQL server client machine where we will access the data for that server. That machine I'm also using, that's the same server in the AWS, but you can access same thing from your local system, or you can access from the any on-premises system from this connection. And what we will do, this DMS tool will take the data from this SQL server and migrate your data to the S3 in the form of the CSV file or any other desired file which we want to give. It will convert to the S3. So S3, we will check on the S3 for that data, whatever data is on that server, SQL server, we can say find the same data over S3 after the migration of this database migration services. I will use DMS. So I will show you this same demo in the part 2. And part 3, we will discuss on this reverse of it, how we can migrate data from S3 to RDS MySQL using the same DMS tool, data migration tool. So same thing we will do here in the next diagram. We will create one CSV file, one database over here in terms of in CSV file, and using the DMS service, we will upload, migrate all those data to the MySQL server. And this thing we will how we will check all those data, we will use again same one EC2 machine, and that is that will work as a MS SQL client. We will connect to this RDS database, and we will check the data details for the data migration things. So same way we will discuss same demo in the part 3. And in the part 4, we will discuss on how we can migrate MS SQL server to the RDS MS SQL. Means how can we migrate data from same MS SQL to same RDS MS SQL. So here you can see in this diagram, this is our MS SQL server, and this is MS SQL as RDS MS SQL server. This is an AWS. So using the data migration tool, we will migrate data from this server, MS SQL server, to the RDS MS SQL server. So, but I am using this, my MS SQL server is on the EC2 system, but same process we can implement in our on-premises data system to the AWS RDS MySQL. This is a migration process, we can say, from on-premises to the cloud. But for the demo purpose, I have used one different EC2 system with different availability zone. This is contain the MS SQL server, as well as is contain the client also. So what we will do here, we will use this client machine to connect this machine itself, and we will go using this client, we will go and connect this RDS system from this server. So this system, EC2 system, will behave like both MS SQL server as well as client, because I'm using everything in one system. Same configuration we can do this thing we can do in on-premises also. So the other way we can say that we can migrate data from the on-premises MS SQL Server to the AWS RDS MS SQL Server using the DMS tool. So we will discuss this thing in our part 4 video for this series. And then the next 5, actually I have considered only 3 topics for the DMS system, which include 2 for the S3 itself. So major, you can say it is more about the S3 thing. So we will check in the part 5 S3 bucket policy. What is bucket policy is there, and how can you implement policy over on the bucket, right? So what I am taking one example here. I will show you here. You can see S3 bucket policy. So use case I am telling you what we will cover in the demo. This user has access of read-only access for the S3. Read-only access for on S3, right? So user is given only read-only access as per the user policy applied, and you can say in role is created as per that only read-only access on the S3. But and that user in that case only go and view the document in S3, only view and download. He will not able to delete it. First thing, not able to upload it. Any document to S3 because he has only read-only access. But I will show you here how we can implement the bucket policy over here. In the bucket policy, what we will do with bucket policy, and we will create the bucket policy on the S3 bucket, and he will give the delete access in the bucket policy, delete access, and as well as upload access. Both things we will include in the bucket policy, and he will give the access this to the bucket policy for particular user, this user. So after applying this bucket policy, what will happen that same user again go to that S3 bucket, and in that time after implement of this bucket policy, same user can go and delete the object and add the object in the S3 bucket. This demo we will see in the POC. Same use case we will check in the POC, right? And next 6 one is a cross account access for the two. Suppose we have a 2 AWS account, then how to object we can access the object from EC2 instance to the other account S3 bucket of Amazon. So in this case, there are 3 methods: first, second, third for accessing doing this thing. First thing, we can create a cross account S3 bucket access using the bucket policy. This is first method. We can apply some access to the bucket, and we can give. And second one method is there. We can add the ACL, change the ACL using the canonical OD. So I will show you in the demo itself. And third method, we can create using the assuming IAM roles. How can we add the roles, cross account role, and same thing access using from the other account. So I will show you in diagram also. This is the first diagram. This is the cross account access method 1 using the bucket policy. So what admin will do here, he will create one bucket policy over here. And that EC2 instance, you can see this instance is there. Our intention is here, we need to access this EC2 instance. We need to run the command and access this bucket for the other account. So for this things, I have taken 2 accounts, account A and account B, in the same AWS cloud. And here in the first where bucket will reside inside, we will create one bucket policy over here. And the second account we will give the access on the bucket policy, this bucket policy. And based on this, this user will get the access on the bucket policy based on this bucket policy, whatever you mention over here. And I will use this. I have also used that thing for this account A. Admin user will provide the bucket policy and apply it to the IAM role. That IAM role will apply to the EC2 instance. That this from this machine, that user will access the bucket, this bucket also, and he will also directly go to access this bucket also. So I'm taking the two bucket here because user can access the same bucket in the same region using the IAM role. And second, using this bucket policy, he will, that user can access the bucket details from this bucket also, both bucket access. Second method is cross account access, S3 bucket access using the bucket ACL. So we will create here bucket ACL. Or here we will create using the canonical ID for account A. Canonical ID is a 16-digit number for each account that admin user can see that thing. So we will configure that ID to this bucket. So due to this bucket ACL, that user can access directly to this bucket. This is the access using this bucket ACL. And also same way, same user using the IAM role, this is implemented to this instance. So this user can also access this bucket also. So I will use that, show you that thing in the demo also, how this user accessing both the buckets. And this time we will create only ACL, bucket ACL. So this is the second method. Third method is we will use the assuming IAM roles. We will create a IAM role in the both accounts. So what we will do in account B, where S3 bucket we need to access from this EC2 instance. So what we will do here this user create a IAM role, and here it will using the account ID for A, system A. And this role name we will create a S3 role cross account. And also we will implement one bucket policy that is called S3 policy cross account. This policy will be implemented on this role. So we will use this same role S3 role cross account to here in the account A. So what we will do here, admin will go and create this one policy over this policy, which is called the inline policy, where we need to create here in this policy. And inline policy, we will use the ARN. This is ARN for this role. ARN for this role we will use here. And this is one configure for this. And second thing, what we will do, we will configure the same create this account, this role in this account also using this inline policy. And same policy we will implement in the EC2 instance for accessing the same region bucket. We can access it. And we are doing for the other region bucket, we need to access from here. What we need to do, we need to configure profile, config profile we need to do. In the config profile, what we will do, we will use the same role which we have created here. We need to configure here. After only configuration, this config profile, that user can access the cross account bucket, that is this bucket. So this thing also I will cover the same notation, same thing. I mean to say same role name, everything we will use in the demo. We will see those things in the demo. And at the last, we will access how cross region replication CRR is working from how it is working in single account and as well as in cross account. So what will happen if we will do any changes in one bucket in one region, it will reflect it to the other region in same account as well as in the cross account also. So I will show you this thing in diagram. You can see I created two accounts. We have two accounts, account A and account B here. And this account, I used two bucket, one bucket in US East one and second bucket in US West one. And account B, I'm taking different region, AP South one. So what will happen here? We will create a replica rule for the same account, you can see, and we will create a replica rule for the cross account also for these two accounts. So what will happen here? Then when this user will add the object to this ST bucket, so same object will be reflected in this bucket also as well as this bucket also. So for this application in this bucket, we need to create a bucket policy. And what we will do, we will using account a user. We will give access this user to here in this bucket. So after that, there are some different. Actually in same demo I've covered the both things: same region replication and cross region replication. Sorry, cross account replication, right? So I will cover the same thing in the demo also. And this will be last demo I have. And after that, you can see here. This is the last one. This is part 7. We will discuss details in this demo. And this is the only introduction for that. What I will cover in this series. So in the next video, yeah, in the part 2, we will discuss on how to migrate data from RDS MySQL to S3 using the DMS tool. So we'll meet you in the part 2 next part. And thanks for watching it. If you like my video, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Bye for now. We'll meet you in the next video.